star freshman Coy Parrish, the MVP of the All-American game, back to return it. And he will return it. 5 yards deep. Parrish, dangerous with the ball in his hands, and he stumbles across the 20. This one will start at the 21 for this Minnesota offense. They've got veterans on the outside in Jackson and Spencer, and it is Brosmer on first down, fires incomplete. PJ Fleck said we see 2 or 3 running backs on the field at the same time. They'll swing it out to Marcus Major, the Oklahoma transfer, who brings it across the 25 with a gain of 5. 3rd and 5, empty for Brosmer.
Single high safety, kind of different look for Iowa.
Brosmer fires, delivers, Taylor a first down. That's where he's really improved as a pass catcher, both out of the backfield and splitting in the slot. Major back in there, he's got the handoff on first down. Finds the hole, delivers a hit, and gains 2. It's a common theme with both of these teams. Major, one of the few transfers that's making a big impact on Minnesota. Swing it to the outside, it's caught by Gears, the tight end, and he just kind of stumbles forward for a yard. 3rd down and 5 for the second consecutive look. Major the back, Brosmer to throw, lofts it over the top, incomplete, out of bounds.
Really well played out there by Deshaun Lee, number 8.
Iowa's defense has yet to give up a 10-plus play drive this season. That one went for 6 plays, and here's the 30-year-old Australian punter, Mark Crawford, to send it away to Caden Weegan. Weegan has been dangerous in the punt return game, replacing Cooper DeJean, and he spills out across the 25. Minnesota flips the field. Kaleb Johnson leading FBS in rushing through his first couple of games. Play action, bootleg, and on the run goes to Lachey. And a gain of 6. They had Lachey, they had Eric All last year, who eventually went down with a season-ending injury. They thought they were set at the position, and Lachey back playing some good ball. Here is Johnson's first touch. He stood up at the line of scrimmage. Let's see what he comes up with on 3rd and 4.
This has been the go-to guy so far. Jacob Gill, early in the season, the transfer from Northwestern.
Lachey, the motion man. McNamara to throw on 3rd down. It is pipped up in the air and incomplete. But that is a big hit to take from Strigo, who's 6'5", 255. Now it's the freshman punter, Reese Dakin, sending it to the freshman returner, Coy Parrish. Calls for what is absolutely 100% a fair catch. Beautiful ball. Brosmer finds Jackson in stride for a nice gain. Jackson having another productive start to the season so far. Brosmer back to the air, looking for Taylor, and it's picked off by Higgins. Second interception on Brosmer on the season, and a nice run by Kaleb Johnson on first down. 4th interception of the season for this Iowa defense. Can the Hawkeyes cash in? Minnesota has not allowed a point in the last 2 weeks. McNamara, first completion is a first down. He got it to Jacob Gill. Toss it, Johnson, 2 touchdowns last week and a gain of 1 to set up 2nd and 9. Corey Heatherman called him the Swiss Army knife of this defense. Johnson, nowhere to go, and yet he makes something out of nothing. Kaleb Johnson, touchdown, 24 yards. Gonna look to see if his foot maybe was out at the 1-yard line. That would be the only place that he potentially got close to that sideline. Otherwise, it looked clean all the way. But the one thing, you just said something that Kirk Ferentz basically told us. Here's the look, the left foot right there.
Yeah, well, the white shoes might help him here, you know, with the white sideline, but I didn't see any sliver of green in between the shoe and the sideline. Tremendous effort, though. You know, this guy sat out the first half of the opening game. There's another replay. I don't know. That's going to be tough to overturn, I would think.
After further review, the runner's left foot was out of bounds. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, Iowa.
So the official rule from our referee, Cole Kneppel. Gill, the motion man. Sullivan, handoff, Johnson has got it. Pays it off, touchdown, Hawkeyes.
Again, zone at the goal line. Watch the right tackle when we show this. Jennings Dunker, number 67, just drives his man right down into the wash. And Johnson just cuts in right behind him. 67 drives his man all the way across the formation, and a stand-up touchdown for Kaleb Johnson.
There is his official 7th rushing touchdown of the season. His 16th overall in his career. This is his 3rd season of college football. He's having a superb start to the year as Stevens adds the extra point.
He is having a superb season.
In this battle for the Floyd of Rosedale Trophy, the 118th all-time meeting between these two, Stevens will send it away for Parrish, and Minnesota's offense will look to find a bit of a rhythm in this opening quarter.
And that just is, this defense is built to do 2 things: stop the run and not give up explosive plays.
Handoff on first down goes to Darius Taylor. Well, they are a connected unit. One thing Jay Higgins said about he and Nick Jackson, that linebacking room overall, is when the bullets fly on Saturday, we know that we have each other's backs. And that off-field connectivity produces some big-time results. Swing it for Marcus Major, makes a man miss, and tried to stay in bounds. Looked like he stepped out before he could get the first down. Yeah, he maybe only gains a yard after all the effort. Collar up the motion man. On third down, it is incomplete. Rosemer put it a little bit in front of Elijah Spencer. Is looking for the flag, and he won't get it. Offered second punt sent to Weegan. He'll call for the fair catch and bring it in just across the 35 at the 37.
Both these coaches talked about how important the ball is. You can't turn it over against either one of those teams, particularly in your own territory, and give the offense a short field.
It is Johnson on first down, trying to weave his way through, gets upended. That's a big hit after a gain of a yard. Jazian Patterson, who Kirk Ferentz said has been running it better than he's ever seen him, is in there on 3rd and 8.
Looks like man with a free safety here.
McNamara slings over the middle, incomplete, in the direction of Caleb Brown, and a 3-and-out forced by this Gopher defense. 10 freshman of the week had a chance at a pick, but Corey Heatherman's defense holds strong, and now the second punt for Reese Dakin, the 19-year-old Australian. Parrish doesn't want anybody to touch it, bounces up, and a nice Iowa bounce before it sails out of bounds just shy of the 15. And again, we see the 2 running backs in there, Darius Taylor and Marcus Major. It's Major in the backfield, and they will throw again. Rosemer pumps, Rosemer tucks, looking to get to the outside, and just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit by this Iowa defense and Jeremiah Pittman.
Big time running back.
About a 60-yard difference in average ground yards, and that's why he can lower the shoulder and get an extra one after the contact. Picks up 5 as he collides with Lee. 3rd down and 4. Minnesota 1 for 3 on 3rd down. Rosemer delivers, put it in the tight window. It's caught. Daniel Jackson keeps the drive alive for the Gophers. Major the back, Major the pitch. To the outside, Major's got a hole. Major, big gain, 16 yards on the first down carry as Wampa ushers him out of bounds. That's the longest rush that this Iowa defense has allowed all season. The longest before that was a QB scramble of 11. And Rosemer will just throw this one away and live to fight again on 2nd and 10.
Second year as a coordinator, he talked about how much challenge and how exciting it was to try to game plan and call plays against this Iowa defense.
And it certainly helps when you can hand it off to a guy like Taylor, who fights forward for 2 yards, collides with Nick Jackson. It is Harbaugh, just to be clear. Split Taylor out wide, and a jump defensively from Brian Allen. We'll see which way moved first.
False start.
Yeah,
Offense,
left guard.
Number 75. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Now, this is an Iowa team that has the fewest penalties in college football. They had no penalties a week ago.
Taylor in the slot, but Jackson on the other side on 3rd and 13. Rosemer looking to get away, just lofts it out of bounds. Will allow for Crawford to try to flip the field and pin this Iowa offense deep on a line drive kick. Weegan lets it bounce. What a bounce it was. They will call this down at the 2. Patterson, the running back, on first down from the 2, and he'll provide a little bit of breathing room to the 5. So the hustle play from Parrish was outstanding.
Yeah, and it was the right call. And again, the difference between college football and pro football, it doesn't matter where Parrish's feet are. As long as the ball does not cross the plane of the goal line, he can knock that thing back out. So it was well done by him for a freshman, and tough field position to start here for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
That was what PJ Fleck told us, that we want him on the field more because good things always seem to happen whenever he's near the ball.
And they made him a game captain for this particular game.
Patterson stays in there. Patterson finds a big hole, tripped up in the secondary. Shoestring tackle by Jayante McMillan.
Well, here's this zone concept. Watch these guys get on their track and the running back coming downhill. They get the ball to him deep, and then he can cut in there anywhere. But watching this offensive line come off the ball in unison, they're like a dance team to me.
First and 10 after the big run from Patterson to end the first quarter. Johnson back in there, misdirection on the pitch, and Johnson picks up 6. McNamara, while he was hit, and he got it away to Lachey. It'll set up 3rd and 1.
Really good decision that time by Cade McNamara. He was looking left. He didn't like what he saw. He was able to work back to the other side. Watch him. He's looking left first. It's not there. He comes back across the formation to his dump down to make it 3rd and manageable.
Handoff, Johnson through the contact for the first down. There's the physical running ability again. 6 foot 225 from Kaleb Johnson.
It was a big time run, even though it was only a couple yards.
Johnson said the change in his mentality, he wants to punish guys when they meet him in the hole. Patterson's tripped up. There is a beautiful read defensively by Minnesota and Lucas Finnessy. Iowa 1 for 3 on 3rd down to start this game, but this one a bit longer.
Minnesota showing some pressure here. Press coverage on the outside.
McNamara lofts, batted down at the line. Jalen Logan Redding got his big paw up and forces a punt. Massive defensive front for Minnesota. Logan Redding, 6'4", Joyner, 6'5", Eastern, 6'6", Strigo, 6'5", throwing over the top.
Please reset the game to 12:02.
It's a big stop right there by the Minnesota defense. You know, a chance to kind of flip the field after they had him pinned back. They weren't able to keep him all the way down there. Now they got a chance to get better field position to start an offensive drive. And again, against both of these defenses, you need to get some short field advantages. And that's where the kicking game, there's so much hidden yardage in the kicking game in a game like this.
3rd punt for Dakin.
Huge kick.
Parrish brings it in on the fair catch at the 15. And for both of these schools, they have their one loss on the wrong end of kicks. For Minnesota, it was a miss week 1. For Iowa, on the other side, Iowa State made one week 2. First 4 possessions for this Minnesota offense have not gone according to a plan. 3 punts and 1 interception that led to the touchdown. Pitch it to him here. Taylor looking to the edge, slips through for 2, but a nice tackle. Jamari Harris coming from the cornerback spot to wrap him up. This one a 3rd and 4, just barely across the 20. And they're going to have to call a timeout. Put gears in motion, Major in the backfield on 3rd and 4. Brosmer surveys, delivers, incomplete, knocked away by Harris. Mark Crawford turns 31 years old in December. Will punt it away. Weegan back, has it, looking to return it. Weegan, dangerous. Weegan to midfield, but a flag down at the 40. Could be bringing this back.
You know, Iowa gave up a 77-yard punt return last week against Troy. It was kind of a bad play on the special teams, but Weegan has been a really nice surprise taking over for Cooper DeJean as a return man. But this one is going to come back.
Weegan mentioned Tyreek Hill as the guy he tries to model after. He is a speedster as a walk-on.
During the kick, holding, number 2 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. 1st and 10.
But run sets up play action.
Johnson submerges for 2.
But Heatherman able to add a little bit of his own personality and fingerprint to it.
McNamara beams and incomplete for Washington. The former running back turned wide receiver makes it 3rd and 8. Johnson in there on 3rd down and 8. Low snap.
Another pressure.
McNamara tries to get away. He won't. Cody Lindenberg. Fair catch made. Rosemer right on time, on target. Jackson on the sideline, across midfield into Iowa territory.
Excellent at processing coverages.
Let's see which direction it goes. Todd mentioned it, 0 penalties for Iowa last week, least penalized team in the country.
Well, Iowa's pointing at the center, that's where the movement was, that's what drove the defender off. Greg Johnson.
Offense number 65.
Yep.
5-yard penalty, still first down.
He's the new center. This is an experienced offensive line, very big offensive line, but he got a little jumpy up there on that one and caused the reaction by the defense.
PJ Fleck clearly disagrees with the call.
Terry, what did you see on that replay?
The center clearly flinches before the defender moves. This is a false start on the center, correctly called.
So it makes it 1st down and 15. Daniel Jackson, the most consistent weapon so far, 3 catches for 43 yards. Brosmer back to the air and back to who else?
Yeah.
Jackson. PJ Fleck would tell you he has to overachieve to get to the top half of the Big Ten, especially the expanded Big Ten. 2nd down and 6. Brosmer a little bit of a rhythm. And he goes right back to Jackson. They have no answer for him on the last 3 plays, a 1st down.
Yeah, Elijah Spencer is another weapon in this offense.
This time it's Major. And not a whole lot there as he's flying towards the line of scrimmage. Deshaun Lee goes down low. You play for Phil Parker, you better tackle. Brosmer, Major, hit immediately by Higgins. 3rd down and 5. Dragan Kesic has hit from 50 plus already a couple of times this season.
Man free again, 1 single safety. Not the way Iowa typically plays.
Major in motion. Back to the air on 3rd down. Lofted. Sideline. Spencer!
Yep.
No, it wasn't Spencer. It was Brockington. It looked like he bobbled, and he went out of bounds. They're going to call it a catch of a gain of 28 yards.
Well,
Terry, what do you see?
All right, let's take a look at it. It's control. Boy, this is really tight.
he drugged the right foot, but the left foot landed out of bounds. It's just a matter of when he had control, right?
Exactly, Todd. Is that back foot still on the ground when he gains control? That's what they're going to look at.
Well, Minnesota trying to get it off quick, and they will not. They're going to have to take a look at this. A huge play in this game gives Minnesota an instant opportunity to match this game up. Kirk Ferentz making sure that the officials are on top of it.
The receiver's foot was down in bounds, and he maintained control throughout the process. First and goal, Minnesota.
Best field position of the night now for the Minnesota offense.
Darius Taylor, play action. Brosmer, end zone. Touchdown! Jamison Gears squeezes it. We are all tied. Kaleb Johnson, 43 yards and the touchdown. But it's McNamara to through the air. Get it to the outside. Bobble nearly picked. Will the Hawkeyes go back to the ground? Lachey in motion. It is a throw. McNamara sets up the screen. Johnson nowhere to go. Wrapped up immediately by Maverick Baranowski. Third and 11. Deep drop McNamara. Dump it off. Ostrenga upended. Kerry Brown forces back-to-back 3-and-outs for the Hawkeye offense. Boyd Parrish will bring it in on the fair catch at the 31. Taylor and Major both in on first down. Taylor in motion, swing it to the outside for Jackson, spins away from one and gets 5 yards. Don't have to snap it here. 2-minute timeout looming to 2nd and 4. 8 straight completions now for that man, Max Brosmer. 2nd down and 4. They will go back to the air. Brosmer lost it. Sideline open. Caught. Jackson having himself a first half out of bounds.
Well, this time Iowa went back to their 2-deep safety, and he drops the ball right between the corner and Schulte coming over from the safety. Just another perfect placed football by Max Brosmer. This guy started out the game 6 for 13 and has now hit 9 of his last 9.
Schulte delivered the hit as Jackson was going out of bounds there. No flag comes in as they move through inside the 35. Play clock down to 5. Brosmer beams, caught on the run, Gears.
I just like what he is doing with his eyes, Noah. I mean, the guy is processing things so quickly.
Minnesota still with the 2 timeouts, quickly moving this down the field, knocking on the door of the red zone. Brosmer fires, looking end zone, knocked away, beautifully done by Harris, stride for stride.
Again, I think Harris has his right arm on the receiver. It's a good read by Brosmer. They get the post. He knocks the ball away with his left hand, but the right hand is on the back. But he's going to the ball. And it's kind of one continuous motion and another big-time knock away by their best cover corner, Jamari Harris.
Minnesota, second charge of the half, 30 seconds.
I mean, you love the fact that the rivalry produces so much, but to see it live in the crowd is awesome. Handoff, Taylor. Taylor, shimmy shake. Taylor to the outside and into the red zone. First down. Here's the motion man.
Throw it away.
Brosmer does exactly that. Handoff Taylor. Jump cut. And keeps the legs churning for 2. Nick Jackson was the first one there.
Yeah, that was 2nd down. It didn't really fool the Iowa defense. Nick Jackson with his eyes right in the backfield, right on top of that play. On 2nd down, made a sure tackle.
Play clock down to 8. Brosmer quickly to the outside. It's Spencer. Spencer over the top. Spencer still on his feet. Touchdown. More Brosmer brilliance down the field, and Spencer gets special to finish it off.
Another great call on 3rd down by Greg Harbaugh. And what blocking by Jamison Gears, number 86, and Lemeki Brockington, number 0, on the wide receiver screen. Watch when this ball is thrown out to Spencer. Watch the blocks on the outside. 86 and 0, both pancake their guys. And then Spencer takes it into the end zone. His first catch of the game, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
Kesich makes it 14-7. Spencer's first touchdown of the season. Send it deep. Weegin will let it sail.
And it's got to be the run and the pass. They've got to get some chunk plays out of their passing game.
We'll see if Kaleb Johnson can break one. That's a good start. Johnson to the outside and across the 45 out of bounds with 14 seconds left. McNamara got to work quickly here. Looking sideline. McNamara bobbled and incomplete for Weegin. Drew Stevens on the season. His long is 42. His career long is 54. Came back in 2022. McNamara goes to Lachey, and he's tackled immediately. Maybe gains half a yard. They'll mark him back at the line of scrimmage. And the clock stopped here with 1 here. McMillan and Brown. And they just hand it off. Johnson up the middle. And there's a whistle here.
Let's go to the half, guys.
the play, Minnesota called timeout.
Wow. Toss it, Johnson looking to chew up the yards himself. Johnson stays on his feet and then ushered out of bounds inside the 30, so he'll add to his tally and his FBS leading number. But Minnesota will go into the half up 14-7. Short kick, Weegan from the 5. Weegan through, hit across the 25 down to the 27. Let's see what Cade McNamara and this offense have in store. Kaleb Johnson, the running back, and Gill, the motion man on first down. Play action, bootleg, plenty of time, and the completion for Ostrenga. A big gain across midfield, and that's the exact start you were looking for, TB.
Exactly what you need to do. You've got to throw on early downs. They're going to bring Ostrenga across the formation. Sometimes he blocks. This time he passes up the block, and it's a little easy completion for Cade McNamara. He did not have easy completions in that first half. Under a lot of pressure, great way to get him started here in the third quarter. Throwing the football on early downs.
Goes for 20 yards on first down. Now Johnson looking to bounce it to the outside. He does. Down the sideline, Johnson walking the tightrope and then shoved out by by Lindenberg.
Well, we just saw Ostrenga make a great catch. Watch 87 and 85 block at the point of attack here. They catch and they block. And Johnson does a nice job.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. It's number 45. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So Cole Kneppel tells us it's on Lindenberg. Terry, what'd you see?
Yeah, the foot is clearly out of bounds when he makes contact low, well into the white. This is a good call for a late hit out of bounds.
This is a drive that Iowa desperately needs to capitalize on. We heard what Coach Ferentz said to KT. They got a perfect opportunity now right off the jump to get right back to a tie ball game.
Pitch it, Patterson, hit in the backfield. Lindenberg makes up for his mistake with a TFL. 2nd and 10, to the air. McNamara loads it up, sideline. Oh, what an adjustment! Ostrenga down to the 1, 1st and goal.
For the
to go
review,
forward.
the ball hit the ground and it is an incomplete pass.
Johnson off the left side of the line. 4 straight 100-yard games, including tonight, and they do hand it to him. Johnson using his blocking. Johnson finds the space. Touchdown! Kaleb Johnson, takeover mode.
What an incredible block by Terrell Washington Jr. Watch this receiver come in motion and get a decleater at the point of attack. It's the same side run. So it looks like he's going to run to the right, but it's designed to cut back to the left. They caught him on 3rd down. Great call by Tim Lester. And an incredible block by the wide receiver, Terrell Washington Jr., to spring it.
Stevens, extra point, knots it up. As Stevens sends it away, Tim Lester, former head coach himself, and Kurt Ferentz says he thinks about the game all 3 facets: offense, defense, special teams. Major makes a man miss and then gets tripped up by Aaron Graves after a gain of 7. Right back to Major, trying to push the pile, picks up 1, dragged backward. Nick Jackson there to greet him with a bear hug. 3rd down and 2. Handoff, Taylor. Extra effort, going to be close, depends on the spot, and initially looks like he's about a ½ yard short.
You see the power of Taylor, because Nick Jackson is going to meet him right at the line of scrimmage. And it did not look like he was going to get it, but he ran through the tackle of Nick Jackson. And now 4th and very short. Wouldn't be surprised to see maybe under center and a hard count and see if they can draw Iowa off sides.
Minnesota was the best in the nation last year on 4th down, and now on 4th and inches.
Timeout, Minnesota.
They will go for it on 4th and inches here. 2 for 2 on the season. They were excellent a year ago. Gears and Taylor in the backfield. Pitch it. Taylor slips.
No, I don't know.
It looks like he got it with a ball. They're going to be just in front of the sticks, a first down, and what an effort from Taylor. Back to the air, Brosmer. Look to tuck it, and he gets sacked. Nick Jackson, persistence to the quarterback. There's Lindenberg on the Minnesota sack, Jackson on this Iowa sack, so the linebackers getting it done. Just a quick release, and another completion is going to go to Jackson across that initial line of scrimmage. Jackson nearing 100 yards, his 8th catch of the night. Now it's a 3rd and 9. But Taylor out wide. Spencer in motion. Brosmer surveys. Brosmer unloads. Knocked away, incomplete. Higgins stuck with his man all the way through as Darius Taylor. So this Iowa defense gets off the field. Crawford sends it away. Legion, fair catch called, fair catch made. He's also gone for the 4th consecutive game for 2+ touchdowns, which is the first time a Hawkeye's done that in a decade. Get it to him on the pitch here, and he's just wrapped up down low by Devin Williams. Second down run, Johnson up the middle and gets to the 30. Iowa has averaged 7.5 yards to go on 3rd down so far today. Empty set for McNamara. Pressure comes. McNamara floats and completes. It's the freshman Reese Vanderzee with a flag down.
There is a flag down at the point of the catch. It's an intentional underthrow to Vanderzee, who's a big receiver. He's 6'4", 210 pounds. He's a former high school quarterback, and you can see the jersey being grabbed.
Defense, number 24. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, 1st and 10, Iowa.
Kirk Ferentz just loves this kid. His teammates gush about him and his ability and what it's going to look like in the future as he continues to mature. Nice run by Jazian Patterson as he'll pick up 9. 5'10", 195 pounds for the sophomore from Florida. And they'll give it right back to him for the first down. He dragged Jalen Logan Redding with him for an extra yard.
Got the first down the run, show a run set, maybe play action here.
Instead they hand it Johnson. Stutter step move. Johnson breaks away. Kaleb Johnson down the sideline. He's got his 3rd touchdown, Iowa. 40 yards on the house call.
Like I said, just give it to Kaleb Johnson. Little different. This was not the zone. This was a counter play where they're pulling the backside guard and they're pulling the tight end. And they kick him out and they lead through, and Kaleb Johnson does what he does best. Break some tackles at the line of scrimmage and then use his speed to outrun the defense. He is putting on a show right now.
Coleman Bryson had a chance to get him just before he could get to that goal line. Stevens makes it 21-14. Iowa has taken a lot of green grass and made it their friend in the last couple of drives. 2 drives in this 3rd quarter, 2 touchdowns, both from Johnson. He's got 3 on the day, and the Hawkeyes now with a touchdown lead as Parrish will look to return this one just from about a yard inside that end zone. Gets it to the 20, and Minnesota will start from there. Raleigh, a big miss, has started 35 straight games before tonight, and Brosmer there just turns nothing into something, ends up gaining 3.
And when you have a guy like that as an offensive line, you know at any time he could bust one. And that just gives you a little more juice as well.
Last Hawkeye with 9+ touchdowns in a 4-game span to start the season. Tavian Banks back in '97 at 12. An incompletion will bring up 3rd down and 7 for this Minnesota offense that had such a beautiful rhythm in those final 2 drives of the 2nd quarter. We know they're more than capable of it here, but again, this is an Iowa defense we're talking about.
Yeah, and Brosmer is not in that same rhythm coming out of the locker room in the 3rd quarter. That pass was behind his intended receiver. He was right on point, and ball placement was great in the first half, particularly the 2nd quarter, and so far he hasn't recaptured that same rhythm.
Split Taylor out. Stewart in motion on 3rd down and 7. Brosmer zips. Stewart Incomplete. That was a tight window with Sebastian Castro coming over, making a beat to the ball. Iowa's defense has still not allowed a 10-play drive this season. Third 3 and out for Minnesota, and a tough fair catch on the run.
What a difference in first half to second half for the Hawkeyes. 107 yards of offense in the first half. Some of that garbage by Johnson's run at the end. 125 so far in the third quarter.
And they're going to get it right back to him. Johnson, who has chewed up yards with every time he's had the ball, gains 3. As that one swung out to Hayden Large, the fullback. Leads to a 3rd down and 2 with Patterson in. Gill in motion. Handoff. Patterson finds it. 1st down. Patterson averaging 4.5 yards per carry so far today. This one goes on the end around. It's Jacob Gill on the sweep, and he'll pick up 9.5, just shy of the 1st down. Iowa does have a bye week before they have Ohio State on the other side of that, as Patterson drags tacklers with him across the 35. Still a lot of game to be played, and we know these trophy games can have some wacky moments. But Kaleb Johnson trying to make sure that doesn't happen, picks up 3 more. See those starts. It's the difference that these are mostly homegrown offensive linemen. McNamara on the run, just gets rid of it out of bounds. Iowa 3 for 3 on 3rd down, including that touchdown run to start this 3rd quarter from Johnson. That's what they are in this 3rd quarter, and they will run it again with Johnson. But this time he's tripped up across the 30 by Kerry Brown.
A field goal attempt here.
Drew Stevens, a veteran now as a junior, has not missed a kick, period, this year. 5 for 5 field goals and 10 for 10 extra points. This one 46 yards away. It's perfect. Plenty of leg, and Stevens extends the lead. Absolutely drills it from 46 yards out. Dependable is the perfect word. Stevens has done that, and looking to continue now with a kickoff. Parrish back. Parrish will take it out. And Parrish just runs into a wall again at the 20. How does Minnesota respond?
Well, only 15 yards in this 3rd quarter. They haven't seen the ball. They've not sustained a drive. But we've seen Max Brosmer get hot, right? And that's what they're going to need here. They're going to need him to find a rhythm again, get hot, and get some momentum swing back to the home team.
Play action on 1st down. Brosmer beams over the middle. It was short of Jackson and incomplete.
I think the ball was deflected. I think that's why it was short.
So now 2nd down and 10. And Jackson, after 93 yards in the 1st half, just 6 yards here in this 3rd quarter. Brosmer lofts, and a little bit too high and too far in front of Elijah Spencer. Sets up 3rd and 10. Play clock down to 2. Just get it off. Handoff. Taylor wrapped up. Stonewalled behind the line by Ethan Herkett.
And Phil Parker's smiling. I mean, he knows right now the game has turned in his favor.
The 118th meeting between these two teams for the Battle of the Floyd of Rosedale Trophy. Minnesota trying to keep it here at their facility, but Iowa with 17 unanswered points in that 3rd quarter, getting the football back to start the 4th. And Weegen will look to return it. And gets it just about to midfield. Couple of players looking for flags, one for a block in the back, one for a late hit. Neither comes in. 42-yard punt, 8-yard return. Well, Kaleb Johnson might be playing at the next level very soon. Another chunk gain down the sideline, out of bounds and into the red zone for Iowa.
See how close the wide receivers are to the football.
Johnson with a career high, over 200 yards. Weegen with a tough catch, gets around the edge, and then tripped up from behind. That looked like it easily could have been a loss, and he turns it into a gain of 6. That's a hard-nosed run by Patterson as he'll get the 1st down. Sullivan down to the 5. Large in motion. Patterson handoff. Patterson pushing. Waiting for the official signal.
Well, this game was very much a stalemate in the first half in the trenches. It doesn't feel that way anymore.
Sullivan stays out there. Patterson as well. And they're going to push Sullivan across for the touchdown.
I mean, it was less than one. And I like the call of the quarterback sneak rather than taking the ball off the line of scrimmage and giving it to a back 4 or 5 yards deep. He's a big kid. He's a physical kid. 6'4", 220 pounds.
Timeout for an injured defensive player.
And great to see Cade McNamara coming right out to support his fellow quarterback.
Got the good tush push from behind.
Slow start for Ohio State today, but eventually just ran away with that game and did it on the ground themselves. Stevens boots it. Parrish has taken the last few out and is forced to do the same here. And Parrish spins away down to the 19. 10-yard difference in the average starting field position between these two teams. Rosemer outside, and the catch by Spencer for 8. Second down and 2. Pitch it. Taylor with a tough catch. And it looks like he's going to be a half-yard shy. It'll be 3rd and inches.
And I think if Minnesota converts here, I think they've got to get a little bit more of a up-tempo offense. I mean, they're 3 scores behind right now, and the clock is under 10 minutes. I don't know if they can continue to just huddle and take their time being 3 scores down.
Remember, they had to burn that early timeout in the 3rd quarter. So just the 2 timeouts remaining and still methodical in how they're moving offensively. Rosemer, 19 of 33, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns, the early interception that led to the first Kaleb Johnson touchdown in the 1st quarter. Bierman in motion. Rosemer back to the air for Taylor.
And see, Iowa is perfectly content to give up those plays right there. It's a short completion. The ball carrier's tackled inbounds. And here we go. Now a little no huddle by Minnesota, feeling a little bit more urgency here with under 9 minutes or right around 9 minutes left in the ball game.
Second down and 8. Rosemer.
Good timing.
Caught on the outside by Brockington.
Yeah, this is really good timing.
Approaching Iowa territory. Taylor stays in. Rosemer delivers wide open. It's Jackson, who is now tied a career high with 9 catches and is over 100 yards.
Even though Iowa has a 17-point lead, now that the ball is across the 50, I wouldn't be surprised to see Phil Parker try to bring another 5-man pressure, try to heat up the pocket a little bit. They've given up some throws here. Rosemer made a couple nice throws in a row. Looks like he has his confidence.
Rosemer, middle, tipped, picked, taken away, Quinn Schulte. Schulte on the ricochet across the 40. Patterson spills forward for 4. PJ Fleck harps on that turnover battle has to be major plus for his team as McNamara dumps it off for Hayden Large, who gets suplexed. By the way, the neck pad, a lost art in football. 3rd down and 3. Handoff, Patterson, and he's down after a yard. So to the 49 as Darius Green lost his helmet. And Green is still down after the play. Contact and the flag after the kick as it's brought in. Dakin put to the deck. Looked like running into the kicker. Dakin flexing.
Yeah. He actually tried to hold
Running into
up.
the kicker, receiving team number 17. That 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
He did. Oh, Dakin sold it.
He's trying to hold him
sold
up
it.
like, okay, I'm not going to hit you. I'll help you stand up. And Dakin said, no, I'm going to flop. Get the flag.
That's what they've done. Kirk Ferentz is nearing 200 victories in his Iowa career. He's actually nearing the Big Ten all-time record.
Yeah, I think it's such a unique program. First of all, you just don't see coaches stay in one place that long anymore, right? I mean, it's a dying breed. But I think the term and the terminology, P.J. Fleck had it, the perfect terminology, cultural sustainability. I mean, he looks at Iowa and he says that's what they have.
Patterson up the middle will pick up 2.5.
You know, there are no more divisions in the Big Ten, so there's no Western Division champion. It's just the two highest ranked teams, best teams in the league playing for the Big Ten championship. But there are 12 teams going to make the college football playoff this year. And if this Iowa team can find a way to win 10 games, they're going to be in position to be considered.
There is a look at the beautiful 98-pound bronze pig, 21 inches long, 15.5 inches high. 18 of the last 23 years, it's belonged to Iowa.
Yep.
And they are in prime position to take it back to Iowa City.
It's a little bigger pig than the one we saw our buddy Matt Castle wrestling around with today.
Matt's got experience, man.
Those were piglets that he was lifting up over his head.
Sullivan in there for this third down, hands it off. Patterson loses a yard. Terry Brown with a blitz there.
And the Iowa football team.
Now Iowa will run it. Sullivan is just going to lose his footing and turn it over with 1:12 remaining. It's a team that's got veterans, they've got experience, and they've got a leader who instills that energy in the group as Newbin takes this for 4. That stretch at the end of the second quarter, back-to-back touchdown drives, 2 touchdowns thrown by Brosmore. As this one will be taken a yard shy of the first down marker. Iowa starts making their way onto the field, and the Floyd of Rosedale trophy, that beautiful 98-pound bronze pig, is heading back home to Iowa City. It's the Hawkeyes dominant in the second half, winning 31-14 in this 118th meeting. Kirk Ferentz tied for second, 199 wins as the head coach at Iowa.